Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to 1 Minute Tennis. In today's session I want to talk to you about the serve, and specifically the weighted position on the serve, what it is, how to remove it from your game or your player's game, and how our technique for removing the weighted serve can make even the serve that doesn't have this problem faster, more reliable and more solid. So the weighted position is quite simply where we place the racket back here, a little bit like a waiter holding a tray serving drinks. And although the weighted position is very useful in the food and drinks industry, for tennis serves it's a bit of a problem. You see, normally the correct position is to take the racket from here and go in to the back. And this means all the big muscles of the body are engaged. But with the weighted position, then the racket goes back away from the body, so the arm is isolated and the racket is kind of pushed through. Now clearly, the weighted position, although it's not correct, is very, very natural, because most recreational players serve with this motion and find it very hard to remove it. We've got a great way of actually changing this, and the movement I'm going to show you, although it's very unusual, is even used by some professional players, although what I'm suggesting is that you use it as a way of removing the weighted position and then increasing racket speed when going back to a more traditional motion. So let me show you our idea. If I was serving in this direction over here, we make the serve and the racket, the weighted position is here, the normal position is here, into the scratch your back position. What I'd like you to do is reverse the racket, so the strings that are going to hit the ball are actually pointing behind me. I'll show you this from several directions. So I'm here, normal position, and inverted, with the racket turned behind me. Here, and turn in. So now a good reference for this is that the fist points to the right side of the body. Normally, it's the hand pointing to the right side of the body, but if I invert the racket, then the fist points to the right side of the body. Now, the reason for this is that although it's very unnatural, it does not prohibit pronation and an elbow and wrist snap. In some ways, it encourages it, as it gives more flexion and leverage into the stroke. But what it does do is it makes it almost impossible, maybe impossible, to find the weighted position. From here to here is just impossible. Here, 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 it's impossible to serve that way. I invert it and I will serve correctly. I invert the racket and I will serve correctly. Now what I suggest you do to try this is first of all shadow the stroke. So you make the shadow strokes, feel it and make the motion, and then with a ball bring the throwing action in to invert the hand and then throw the ball, and then go into full service actions, inverting and serve. This will take time, but the feel of the stroke is correct almost immediately. Not the feel of the take back, it feels weird, but the feel of the actual stroke hitting the ball almost immediately has more strength and more power. It's quite simply better. So we've done the progressions of throwing from this inverted position, and then the shadows from this inverted position, and then the complete stroke from this inverted position, and then without working too hard, don't worry about the ball toss, don't worry about bending the knees or arching the back, just go through the stroke, invert the racket into the body and serve. And you'll find the weighted tray position is impossible and you probably will get more racket speed. I'd love to know how this works for you, and it'd be great to have a conversation online about how this works in your game or in your player's game. You know we love your feedback and we answer every single comment. If you want to try this or any of our ideas on court, then have a look at playyourcourt.com. They send qualified tennis pros direct to your neighborhood, and the link to their services is below. Also, if you use the link from 1 Minute Tennis, you get a 50% discount on their subscription. Hope you enjoyed today's session. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, please. And if you need more help digitally with your game, then we do one-to-one online lessons. It's a totally unique service. The link to our website's below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.